Sport news. Your top stories this hour. Bolton Wanderers have gone on strike as staff have been paid late for the second month running. In addition to the club's troubles, their next two home fixtures are in doubt as the local council cannot guarantee the safety of spectators. The owners are still negotiating with a buyer. The supporters of Manchester City, Brighton, Watford and Wolves will get an extra taste of excitement at Wembley this weekend. VAR will be available to watch live on the big screens in the event of any controversial decisions which will need reviewing. The FA claim it will also provide clarity and transparency for those in attendance. Everton goalkeeper Jordan Pickford is under police investigation after an incident occurred outside a nightclub in Sunderland. The England #1 appears to be seen in a video partaking in a scrap before being dragged away. We spoke to David Phillips to find out more about the situation as it develops.
Thanks, Danny. Well, in the early hours of Monday morning, police received a report of disturbance involving a large group of lads on Tunstall Road in Sunderland. No one is believed to be seriously injured and no arrests were made, but it is thought that Pickford was involved in the scuffle. Everton confirmed earlier that they would be conducting their own investigation as well as now the ongoing police investigation into the disturbance.
Cardiff City manager Neil Warnock will not face FA disciplinary for staring down the Premier League match officials. The 70-year-old walked onto the pitch and glared at the officials before walking down the tunnel after his side's controversial 2-1 home defeat against Chelsea. He described them as the worst in the world.
If you can't see offside from across with a flag, it's not even close. We worked 3 weeks for this. When we get let down by decisions, Morrison could quite easily have had a penalty in the first half. We thought he could have quite easily had a penalty in the second half. We thought it could have been a red card. We thought Ken Zaho was getting to the ball first.
Rangers striker Alfredo Morelos will miss 4 of the last 7 games for for Steven Gerrard's Rangers side. Morelos was given his 5th red card of the season in the 2-1 defeat to Celtic in the Old Firm derby. Coach Gerrard confirmed he had been fined by the club and asked to publicly apologise.
Alfredo's accepted it, showed remorse and he's apologised. I think he put that public himself and we draw a line under it. You know, now moving forward we hope Alfredo learns the hard way and we wait now for him to return to help us in the final push.
Southampton would be competing for the Champions League qualification if they started the season in January. The Saints' 1-0 away win at Brighton and Hove Albion on Saturday means they are 5 points clear of Cardiff in 18th. However, they've been the 5th best team since January, above the likes of Chelsea and Tottenham. England women's boss Phil Neville believes some of the Premier League's biggest clubs should host women's matches. Currently, the record in English football is 5,000 between a match Arsenal and Chelsea. Barcelona and Atletico Madrid broke the domestic league record for attendance in a women's game last month. A huge 60,000 fans filled the stadium. Southampton women's Rebecca Cork is on the line. Rebecca, what do you think needs to be done to reach the high attendance like in Spain?
I think the facilities for the women's game aren't very good. So when people go to watch a women's game, normally there's no stands, there's no places to sit. If it's raining, there's no place to cover. So it's just kind of like your Sunday league watching your team out in the wind, really. So if the weather is bad, it will prevent a lot of people from going. When women's football has been played in stadiums like internationals at St Mary's, there's always been a big turnout, partly because people like seeing football in stadiums and partly because it's more enjoyable to be covered, sat down, be able to enjoy your football rather than stood in some muddy grass field watching a game.
I think that Barclays sponsoring the Women's Super League will affect women's football. Do you reckon that will increase the attendances?
I think it will. I think what women's football is missing is money. It can't really develop without money, without stadiums getting better, facilities getting better, managers getting better. So by Barclays pumping in that money for the women's game, it can only improve. A lot of clubs struggle because of financial difficulties like Euro. So there's now a bit more to help them out, which is better for the game. Okay, thanks for joining us, Becca. In Formula 1, the Schumacher name continues to live on. Michael Schumacher's son made his first appearance for the test drive in Bahrain this weekend. Mick Schumacher follows in the footsteps of his father with driving with Ferrari. Fans of Schumacher are excited to see his son's progress in the sport.
Andy Murray has made a return to tennis. The 31-year-old posted a video of himself on Instagram rallying on a court with the caption, "It's a start," after a successful hip operation. Although he's on his way to recovery, he claimed in March that there's a less than 50% chance he will compete at Wimbledon this summer. Solent University tennis team will not play against Bournemouth at the varsity games in May. This is because the event organisers decided the tennis teams will play short tennis, a variation in which the court size and rackets are smaller instead of the standard game. Solent tennis first team player Harry Liddington is disappointed at the decision.
Because we're a Bucks team, and so we thought we could have the privilege of playing a proper tennis game at varsity instead of having an embarrassment of playing short tennis with short rackets, short nets, and soft balls instead of playing with proper stuff.
In netball, a Manchester Thunder jumped back to the top of the table as they beat Strathclyde Sirens 62-6. That's all we've got time for today. Have a good evening.